So I went in there and I seen his body in there.
This is the first witness who alerted police about the unrecognizable body. Even the responding officers were horrified by what they found. The body had been so brutally disfigured that it couldn't be identified by appearance alone. His face had been beaten so badly that officers could barely recognize him.
You have a good face shot of the guy?
Not a good face shot because it's like this.
With almost no evidence to work with, investigators focused on a handful of key suspects who might lead them to the killer.
Blood all over the ground by the dumpster, and that his head looked like a smashed watermelon.
Him a couple of times and then stomped him a couple of times.
But who could have committed such a brutal attack? This wasn't just an act of violence, it was extreme brutality. As the investigation intensified, police raced against time, not knowing what the killer's next move would be before they could catch him.
I want you to set your phone and your drink on that little concrete barrier right there.
On the morning of July 30th, 2023, Lakewood police were dispatched to the Morning Tree Park apartment complex after a resident reported finding something horrifying near one of the dumpsters. Within minutes, officers secured the scene and began interviewing the man who had made the discovery.
So who was the one that saw him? Who called? You did, sir?
Me.
So what happened? What did you see? Like, how did this all...
Okay, me and her, was kind of like dumpster digging, right? And I see this red stuff, you know, we can have the dumpster. So I went in there and I seen his body in there.
While searching through the dumpster, the witness noticed blood slowly flowing out from underneath it. Curious, he leaned over and looked inside. Lying there was an elderly man covered in blood. The injuries were so severe that his face was almost impossible to recognize. Investigators now faced two urgent questions. Who was the victim? And more importantly, who had done this? Fortunately, someone at the apartment complex might be able to answer at least one of those questions.
I see his blood.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out if you might... Sounds like that he's one of your residents.
I can look.
This is Ryan, the apartment complex manager. Detectives hoped he could provide the first real clue that would lead them to the person responsible.
Because we don't have him ID, right?
Oh, that's not the burn, yeah. For now.
So we recognize this guy? Obviously, it's not the best picture, but... Do you think you know who he is?
Possibly. If I can see the picture again, it'd be better to identify now.
How about you just give me the name, I can bring up the OL.
He wouldn't be in there.
What's that?
He wouldn't be in there.
Well, I'm sure he'll have some kind of ID.
Mm,
You don't think so?
absolutely not.
Never?
No.
Okay.
He was a really nice guy, actually, though. I mean, I had a relationship with him, you know, like friend-wise. He don't even trust like anybody with like social security cards or anything. He won't sign a lease. So he'd probably be about 63, 65, somewhere in there. He's partially African American, but he's really light skinned.
Skinny, tall.
Yes.
Skinny.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be Leonard.
What's his last name?
And we're working on that right now.
Well, they're turning their computers on right now, right?
You want to come with me? I can just give you a key. I'll give you a ride over there and ride back if you want.
No. We'll drive over there to go check on him. But yeah, but she's still trying to pull the data.
Yeah, but I can pull a key for you and she'll get that.
Yeah, we'll go check on it. So
right.
A9, I will meet you over there.
I'll meet you. Yeah.
The manager believed the victim was a longtime resident named Leonard, but confirming his identity wasn't going to be easy. According to the manager, Leonard deeply distrusted the government. He rarely carried identification, avoided official paperwork whenever possible, and preferred to keep almost no personal records connected to his name. That meant investigators couldn't simply recover a driver's license or wallet to identify him. While one group of officers searched police databases for possible records, another team headed straight to Leonard's apartment. If he was still alive, there was only one place he should have been.
Leonard, Lakewood Police, we just need to know that you're okay. If you want to, we'll just announce for Leonard.
Yep. I can yell for him.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hey, Leonard. Leonard!
If you're in here, let us know.
At nearly the same time, investigators finally received confirmation through law enforcement records. The victim found beside the dumpster had officially been identified as 64-year-old Leonard Williams. Neighbors described Leonard as a quiet man who mostly kept to himself. He wasn't known for causing problems. If anything, people remembered him as someone who was respectful, friendly, and always willing to help those around him, which made the brutality of his murder even harder to understand. Who would want to kill a man like Leonard? And why would they attack him with such overwhelming violence? At that point, investigators still had no suspect. But back at the crime scene, one officer had just noticed a detail that would dramatically narrow down the timeline of the murder.
Okay, so if you walk that way, and actually, obviously it's dark at that hour, but if you walk that route that you just said, and somebody happened to shine their lights into the dumpster area, you would see him laying there. Was there any trash outside of the dumpster area, the path that you guys would have walked?
One detail at the crime scene immediately caught an officer's attention. The area around the dumpster was a complete mess. Blood had leaked onto the ground, making it almost impossible for anyone walking past to miss it. If an ordinary person could have noticed it, a police officer certainly would have. That observation prompted detectives to revisit an earlier call from the same apartment complex. Dashcam footage showed the responding officer walking back to his patrol vehicle. To get there, he took the same side pathway, leading directly past the dumpster. The very dumpster where Leonard's body would later be found. But during that response, there was no blood on the ground. There were no signs of a struggle. And nothing suspicious caught the officer's attention, which meant the attack must have taken place after police had already left the complex. That discovery dramatically narrowed the timeline of the murder. But investigators uncovered something even more significant. The original noise complaint involved a group of teenagers staying in apartment J54. According to the apartment manager, the group was well known for throwing loud parties several nights a week. They had also gained a reputation for repeatedly falling behind on their rent. At the time, no one realized that the same party officers had responded to the night before could also explain why a 64-year-old man was found brutally murdered just a few feet away. With no stronger lead to follow, detectives obtained a search warrant for Unit J54.
Oh, here we go. Hey, Brittany, liquor, please. Anybody else inside here with you?
Oh,
Scoot over here for a second, okay? Who's all in here with you?
just me and two people.
Where are they at?
Oh, really? No.
What are their names?
Jaden,
Jaden and who?
Jaden and Ty.
Jaden and Ty, come on out. Come on out. Ty, come on out, liquor, please. Where's he at?
It was to the corner store.
What's that?
He went to the corner
You
store.
went to the corner store?
When officers entered the apartment, they found Alina and Jaden still inside. But one of the teenagers, Ty, was nowhere to be seen. According to the others, he had supposedly walked to a nearby convenience store to grab some snacks. But investigators would soon learn that it wasn't true. For the time being, officers focused on interviewing everyone who remained inside the apartment.
Diane?
Yep. Do you know why we're here? You're not. So I'll make it clear to you. You're not in trouble right now, but you're a witness to something, and so we need to talk about that. Okay?
I wasn't.
I got video.
You can say I was a witness, and I understand, but
Yeah.
when I heard what he did, I did not walk down the stairs for a reason.
What did you hear that he did?
I heard that he beat up this dude for really no reason. He said that the homeless guy stepped to him, or the homeless guy asked for a cigarette or
How well do you know him?
Chubbs.
Yeah.
I've known him for like a month.
So, do you know what happened here the other night? Yeah, what happened? Tell me a little bit about it.
Chubbs had a little incident.
I can't. You gotta.
A little incident.
Yeah. What was Chubb's incident?
By the garbage can.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Well, I know what happened already. Okay.
Chubbs just would get mad, and people would say that he would do it, he wouldn't do it, and he'd just go on into do it. But
Chubbs definitely had a problem.
yeah, when he drunk, he would get very violent.
Okay.
He would be very unhappy. The next thing you know, Chubbs flies open the door, and he looks at me, and he's got this smile on his face. He's like, I'm so sorry, but I did something really bad, and I made a big mistake, and I really didn't need to do it. And I go, what'd you do? And that's when his smile completely shut off. So I think he realized, like, he really just took some time. And he's like, I killed somebody outside.
Did he tell you how he killed him? How did he?
He beat the fuck out of him and then stabbed him in the bar. This guy is laying down on the side of his face, like against this way.
Mm-hmm.
All you see is him, Chubbs is like down on the ground recording him, and then just starts kicking it like it's a joke.
Police now had two people they urgently needed to find. The first was Brody Chubbs Brown. The second was Trey Crystal, better known as Ty. However, investigators quickly made 17-year-old Brody Brown their primary suspect. According to Alina, Brody had consumed 2 bottles of tequila the night before. She also told detectives he had been under the influence of marijuana. Even before that night, Brody had a reputation for becoming aggressive whenever he drank. At some point during the party, he stepped outside the apartment. That's when he encountered Leonard Williams in the parking lot. Investigators believe Leonard may have confronted him about the loud music, or because of Leonard's well-known paranoia, he may have simply been talking to himself. Whatever was said between the two, it was enough to trigger a violent reaction. Brody allegedly saw Leonard as an easy target, and within moments, the 64-year-old became the victim of a brutal and completely unprovoked attack. But Alina wasn't finished. She revealed something even more disturbing. According to her, Brody had recorded the entire murder on Snapchat. He allegedly filmed himself beating and stabbing Leonard before sending the video to several people who had been at the party. With Brody now considered the prime suspect, officers requested additional resources, including air support, to help locate him as quickly as possible. While that search was underway, police received another call involving a man seen running through the Morning Tree apartment complex. Officers soon identified him as Trey Crystal, also known as Ty, the same teenager who had disappeared before police entered apartment J54. After officers located him, Ty agreed to speak with detectives.
Just tell me a story. Just take me from the beginning to the end. What happened that night?
Yeah, he ended up really drunk, and then he was like trying to fight everyone at the party, but no one would fight him because either they would win and then he was like backing down or stuff like that.
Okay.
So he couldn't fight anyone there, and so he went outside all mad. And then there's this homeless dude or whoever it was walking by, and then he was like, "Oh, keep stepping, keep walking." And then the homeless dude was like, "All right," and then he was like just walking away. And then Chubbs just started getting mad and then just like ran up on him and punched him. And then he just started stomping on him. After a minute or two, he went up inside and then he like grabbed the knife and everyone was trying to stop him, but like he was kind of scary with the knife because he was really drunk.
According to Ty, he left the apartment because he was scared. He insisted that fear was the only reason he ran. For the time being, however, Brody remained their highest priority. As the manhunt continued, detectives shifted their focus to the people who knew Brody best. Among those questioned were 2 of his closest friends, Miguel Ventura and Dakota Johnson.
And you had text messages with him shortly after. Can you kind of explain to me about those text messages?
It was like the day after he had done it.
Okay.
He did coke and he beat the crap out of this guy and killed him and stabbed him in the neck. And then there was like blood all over the ground by the dumpster, and that his head looked like a smashed watermelon. He told me that he tried to put him in the trash can himself, but he couldn't do it. So that's why he stabbed him in the neck.
I ended up going, basically there was a party posted up that was over at one of our female friends' Britt's house. And eventually Chubbs, I guess he stormed outside. He got really upset. He was drinking 1800 at the time, like type of tequila. there was someone standing by the garbage cans, and he got really angry at him because I think they were staring at him. He just got closer to him, and I think the dude yelled something at him, and then he just started swinging on him. I get down the stairs, and then that's when he started getting him. He hit him a couple of times, and then stomped him a couple of times. And by that point, like it was too much. Like it was just a lot. I grabbed him by his chest and everything. I tried to pull him.
Was there anybody else that was hitting the guy? Was there anybody else kicking him, hitting him, punching, stomping him?
While detectives continued gathering witness statements, another team had finally located Brody. He was hiding at his family's home in the city of Yelm, roughly 40 minutes from the apartment complex. With their prime suspect finally in sight, a SWAT team quickly surrounded the residence.
All right, hey, you three, if there's people milling around up front, we're gonna detain them right off the bat, so be ready to go hands as soon as they move up.
They run or we're letting them run?
Yeah. All right, we're capped. Bat team's rolling up. Male in the stairwell. Dominic's first entryway right here on the right. Hey, move up. Move up. I want to be able to see that door. Hey, let's bring it back here. No sense in standing out there. No sense in standing out there. There we go. All right, I got hands on her. Okay. You got cuffs? Yep. Okay. All right. All right, step this way. Just keep your hands up.
I want you to set your phone and your drink on that little concrete barrier right there.
You decide?
Now I want you to step out to me. Come on. Put your hands on your head, flip around, face the building.
Okay. We're good for right now.
Down.
We're just detaining one more.
Hey, come down. Set it down right there. Now put your hands on top of your head and step over to me. I appreciate your cooperation.
I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, what the hell?
The first two people to exit the house were Brian and Jeff. Both had been staying at the residence with Brody. They told officers they knew nothing about the investigation or the reason behind the heavy police presence. But neither of them was the person officers had come for. Seconds later, their primary target finally stepped outside. It was Brody Brown.
Remember, I took a city of cats.
You guys can even hang here. We're just going to send an entry team out. Just want eyes on them. Okay.
Hey, Jay, just for your knowledge, cell phone and Sprite belong to white t-shirt. Cell phone and what he was holding, black t-shirt.
Okay. All right.
Good?
Kevin, what we got? Brian, Casas, Mike, and I are going to move up. You guys hold the windows.
Hey, that's the primary on there. Primary right there.
All right, black shirt. Start walking this way. Start walking this way. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking.
Their primary target finally stepped outside. It was Brody Brown. Brody was taken into custody without further incident. Prosecutors later charged him with first-degree murder and first-degree assault. At his initial court appearance, Brody pleaded not guilty. The judge set his bail at $1.5 million. Several months later, Brody returned to court for another hearing. This time, his defense took a different approach. Instead of maintaining his innocence, Brody changed his plea to guilty. With that decision, one of Lakewood's most disturbing murders finally reached its conclusion.
I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if...
This is Chris Watts. Just hours ago, his pregnant wife, Shanann Watts, and their two young daughters, Bella and Celeste, vanished.
I texted. Her car's in the garage, her shoes she wears every single day.
This is Nicole, friend of Shanann. Just a few hours earlier, she had driven Shanann home after the two returned from a business trip to Arizona. For almost 48 hours, Chris Watts maintained the same story, after murdering his pregnant wife and their two young daughters.
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back.
Chris did everything he could to protect his story, but the investigation was closing in, and when there was nowhere left to run, On the afternoon of August 13th, 2018, after Shanann missed an important doctor's appointment and stopped responding to calls and text messages, Nicole drove straight to the Watts family home. Concerned that something was terribly wrong, she contacted the Frederick Police Department and requested a welfare check. Within minutes, officers arrived at the scene, where Nicole began sharing everything she knew.
Hi.
You're Nicole?
Yes.
Okay, so what's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
Right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. And she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant. Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today. Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since you left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle and his work truck.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. There's not a...
Nicole told officers that she had already contacted Chris. He claimed he had no idea where Shanann was. With the house locked, investigators asked Chris to return home immediately.
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that, yeah.
She would drive? Okay.
Shanann's car was still sitting inside the garage, which meant that if she had left the house, she had done so without her vehicle. But that was only the beginning. As officers began searching the house, they quickly realized that almost everything Shanann normally carried with her was still inside.
Her phone's here? Her phone's here.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home?
She works, this is her lifeline.
This is her purse?
That's her purse. It's her medication. She takes these, her medication's still in here.
We're gonna get a hold of them. We're working on all that.
By this point, nearly all of Shanann's personal belongings were still inside the home. According to Nicole, none of it made sense. Shanann would never leave without these items. With every new discovery, both Nicole and the officers became increasingly suspicious. Even so, there still wasn't enough evidence to determine what had actually happened. Investigators continued searching the children's bedrooms, the bathrooms, the closets, and every accessible part of the house. Even after searching every corner of the house, no signs of a struggle, no evidence of a forced entry, and nothing to suggest that someone had broken into the home. At that moment, investigators had almost no direction to follow. Shanann and the 2 girls had seemingly vanished. With no strong evidence inside the house, investigators turned their attention elsewhere. They asked Chris if any of the nearby homes had surveillance cameras. Chris told them that his neighbor Nate had security cameras facing the street. Hoping they had captured something important, the officers, along with Chris, walked over to Nate's house to review the surveillance footage.
Out there on the side, I just want to get everything back in. Be easier to lugging everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in.
As Nate began reviewing the surveillance footage, Chris's behavior started to change. The calm and cooperative husband officers had seen just moments earlier was suddenly becoming visibly nervous. He repeatedly shifted his weight, folded his arms, rubbed his face, and struggled to stand still. Chris's unusual behavior didn't go unnoticed. Nate had been watching him just as closely as everyone else. As soon as Chris walked away, he quietly turned to one of the officers.
You just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick. No.
Rocking back and forth, and if you look, he never loads his stuff in and out of the garage ever.
Right.
And it doesn't look like he came from right here. It looks like he came from down the street. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is why would he pull past this part? You can see him pull past. And if he's loading his stuff, why isn't he walking back and forth? But I can't see what he's doing in the back of the truck because he pulled into the garage.
Although Chris's behavior had immediately raised suspicions, investigators still didn't have enough evidence to accuse him of anything. At that moment, Chris Watts wasn't a murder suspect. He was simply the husband of a missing woman. As officers left the Watts family home, the case was no longer being treated as a routine missing persons investigation. It had quickly become something far more suspicious. From that moment on, detectives began examining every part of Chris Watts' story. They reviewed phone records, verified timelines, interviewed neighbors, and close friends. And the more they investigated, the more inconsistencies they uncovered. Later that same evening, Chris stood outside his home and publicly pleaded for his family's safe return.
If somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
The following morning, the investigation took another major step forward. Agents from both the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the FBI officially joined the case. With additional resources and experienced investigators now involved, Chris was questioned again.
What do you think happened?
At first, I really thought maybe she was just at somebody's house, just decompressing. Yeah. But after today, like with the onslaught of all the cars, all the police cars, all the news, all the canine units, it's making me lean the other direction about someone took her.
Okay.
But it's just, if someone took her, it would have to have been someone she knew.
As investigators dug deeper, another significant lead began to emerge. They discovered that Chris had been involved in an affair with one of his co-workers, Nickel Kessinger.
If people knew that we were having marital issues, they're gonna look at me, especially with the way everything looks. And it honestly just makes me sick to my stomach because this is something that I would never do. Ever. I know, like, you have to look at every vantage point. This is something I would never do to my kids or my wife at all.
For the first time, detectives had a possible motive to investigate alongside the growing physical evidence, while detectives continued comparing every interview, every timeline, and every piece of surveillance footage with Chris's version of events. But despite the growing suspicion surrounding Chris, investigators still lacked the evidence they needed to make an arrest. By the end of August 14th, detectives were convinced that Chris wasn't telling the truth. The problem was, they still couldn't prove it. The following morning, investigators prepared for what they hoped would finally break the case: a formal interview, followed by a polygraph examination.
Where are they? Where did they go?
I don't know, sir. I really don't know.
Your wife's not the type of person to vanish.
I know she's not.
She had 10 things on her schedule that meant she was going to be there the next day, that day, the day after that, with friends, with a doctor. Okay? She didn't leave because she wanted to.
Right.
So what happened?
I didn't do anything.
Throughout the examination, Chris repeatedly denied knowing where his family was. He insisted that he had nothing to do with Shanann's disappearance, and continued repeating the same version of events he had maintained since the investigation began. Rather than immediately accusing him of murder, investigators took a different approach. They carefully confronted Chris with the results, encouraging him to tell the truth, while explaining that this was his opportunity to be honest before the evidence spoke for itself.
This isn't all you forever. I promise you, when you start talking to us, you will feel better. I know you already felt better about getting Nikki off your chest.
Please don't like involve her in the news or anything like that. She can't.
For the first time since the investigation began, Chris's story was beginning to collapse. The pressure inside the interrogation room continued to build with every passing minute. Realizing that Chris still wasn't telling the complete truth, investigators tried one final strategy. They invited Chris's father into the interrogation room, hoping that speaking to someone he trusted would finally convince him to open up.
You don't want to protect her.
I don't know what else to say.
She hurt him? Yeah. And well, no, I can tell about her. Your her. One, she's smaller. Or choking. I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, they came back up. They were gone. Talking about separation and everything, about she lost. I don't know, like, what else to say, like, I freaked out. Those are my kids. I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it.
Although Chris had finally confessed, investigators still didn't believe they had the complete truth. His story simply didn't match the evidence. According to Chris, Shanann had killed their 2 daughters before he murdered her in a fit of rage. But detectives knew they couldn't rely on his words alone. Every part of his confession had to be verified. Using the information Chris provided during the interrogation, investigators immediately traveled to the Survey 319 oil site, the same remote location where Chris had worked on the morning of August 13th. Within hours, investigators made a horrifying discovery. Shanann Watts was found buried in a shallow grave, only a short distance away from the oil tanks. But the search wasn't over. As investigators continued examining the site, they made another devastating discovery. Inside 2 separate crude oil storage tanks were the bodies of Bella and Celeste. That discovery immediately destroyed Chris's original confession. The evidence no longer supported his claim that Shanann had murdered the children. Faced with overwhelming evidence, Chris finally admitted what had really happened.
Same blanket, same way? Okay.
She said, no, Daddy. That's what she said.
He confessed that, during the early hours of August 13th, he murdered Shanann inside their home before loading her body, along with Bella and Celeste, into his work truck. On November 6, 2018, Chris Watts pleaded guilty to multiple counts of first-degree murder, the unlawful termination of Shanann's pregnancy, and tampering with deceased human bodies. Just days later, the court sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole, along with additional consecutive sentences for his remaining convictions.
I was just trying to get information to see, because I didn't want FD coming in if we have a legit homicide, if it's murder-suicide.
Detectives believed they were looking at one of the most brutal family murders the county had ever seen. 3 members of the same family had been shot dead at point-blank range. There were no signs of forced entry. Nothing appeared to be stolen. The victims were identified as father, mother, and their 31-year-old son. But investigators quickly realized there was supposed to be a 4th person living in the house. 29-year-old Grant Amato was missing. At this point, police didn't know if Grant was another victim, had been kidnapped, or if there was something else connected to these murders.
Who can I blame? How are we gonna find out who did this? I don't know.
January 25, 2019. Seminole County Sheriff's Office receives a welfare check request after 31-year-old Cody Amato, a nurse at Arnold Palmer Hospital, fails to report for work.
Hey, Kara. My name is. I work at OMC downtown. I'm an anesthesia provider down here. I got an employee that has never missed a day of work in about 5 days. His phone is off. His brother also works here at the hospital. His phone has been disconnected. I was wondering how I'd go about doing a wellness check on him just to make sure he's okay.
We can send an officer out to the location. Do you know where he lives?
Deputies are dispatched to the Amato family home in Chilota, Florida. From the outside, everything appears normal. The house is quiet. No signs of forced entry, no signs of a struggle.
Here, you want to check the shed?
Yeah. Let me get these vehicles on the screen. 3513, copy 3 tags for the screen. Two tag, 3513. We're gonna be clearing the residence. Give us traffic, please. Sheriff's Office!
After receiving no response at the door, deputies make entry into the home. Inside, they discover 3 bodies. The first victim is 59-year-old Chad Amato, lying face down on the kitchen floor in a pool of blood, killed by a gunshot wound to the head. A few steps away, officers find 61-year-old Margaret Amato, slumped over her computer desk. She too had been shot execution style in the back of the head. The third victim is found inside the home's garage gym. 31-year-old Cody Amato had also been shot dead. A handgun lies next to Cody's body. At first glance, the scene appears to be a murder-suicide, but detectives quickly notice something doesn't add up. As they begin identifying everyone who lived in the house, they realize one family member is missing. 29-year-old Grant Amato, the youngest son. Police immediately secured the scene and established a crime scene perimeter. Crime scene investigators began photographing every room before anything was moved. Inside the garage gym, detectives recovered a Smith & Wesson .38 special revolver lying next to Cody Amato's body. At first, it appeared to be the weapon involved in the shootings, making the scene look like a possible murder-suicide. But as forensic investigators continued examining the evidence, that theory began to fall apart. The victims' positions, the bloodstain patterns, and the overall crime scene raised questions that couldn't be explained by a simple murder-suicide. Detectives then shifted their focus to locating the only remaining member of the household, 29-year-old Grant Amato. His phone was unreachable. He wasn't anywhere inside the property, and his car was also missing. Investigators issued a bolo for his vehicle and began searching for the 29-year-old across Central Florida. The search continued through the day. Nearly 24 hours after deputies first discovered the murders, investigators finally got a break.
All right, clear channel for a second. You ready?
Ready to go.
Yeah, that's why I put Adam over there. I can't see in the back seat. Yeah, he may not even be anywhere around, but...
Stop.
Actually, let's use him to park this car.
All right.
Never mind, come back up here.
Grant's 1996 Honda Accord had been located in the parking lot of a DoubleTree Hotel in Orange County. Detectives responded immediately, with 3 members of the Amato family shot dead. Officers prepared for the worst-case scenario. Grant's exact role in the murders was still unknown, and detectives couldn't rule out the possibility that he was armed. Every officer approached the room as a high-risk contact.
Adam, stand by. 2 of us are coming in there. That's all we're going to need in here for right now. Thank you. All right, per CR 23, we're going to shut down the hallway. Yeah, both ends of it. Here's the goal. We shut down the hallway. We're waiting for a shield and whatever they want to do with it.
What booth? 336. 336. All right. So, yeah, let's pick both sides. Facing the pool.
Okay. Okay. All right. Bye. Okay. Unsecure. No. Make sure he's down good. Make sure no weapons. You're being cooperative, sir. We appreciate that. Some Seminole County detectives want to talk to you, so we're going to get the handcuffs off of you.
Nothing in your pants, correct? Yes.
Nothing, yes, sir.
We do. It's just a normal routine when we encounter someone that we want to make sure you're safe. Now we know you don't have any weapons. We'll get those restraints off of you.
I mean, I have my like duffel bag and whatnot in there if you guys want to check that.
Well, that'll be up to the detectives that talk to you. We're confident you've been cooperative. Everything's good, so we appreciate that very much. It goes a long ways.
Contrary to what officers had prepared for, Grant complied with every command. Without resistance, he was taken into custody. Grant Amato was transported to the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. Detectives were now about to begin the interview that could finally provide the answers they had been searching for.
How long have you been out of work?
I've been out of work for 6 months, since June.
How did you pay? That's a lot of money for to be out of work.
My brother.
Oh,
yeah, my brother.
What does he do?
He's a CRNA.
What?
Sorry, the certified registered nurse anesthetist.
Okay, so we
were both in the program together.
Okay.
And then he was able to finish, and then I did not.
So he was making good money.
Yeah.
Was he making that 150, 100?
He was working. He was working a lot. I mean, I don't know if he was.
What do you think he made his best year?
God, he showed me because he was he was complaining about how like his taxes alone were like the annual income of like a nurse. Mm-hmm. And I think when he showed me before like it had all ended, like the
Investigators already knew from their background check that Grant was unemployed. They had also reviewed the Amato family's bank records, revealing unusually large transactions. Now, only Grant could explain where that money had gone.
He would like allow me to spend money that he had, like with his credit card or something like that. But it's like then whenever I did, it was like a huge problem.
Okay, so you had one of his credit cards.
Yeah.
And what were you buying with it?
Well, what I was doing is over the past 4 months or something like that, I've been talking to this woman online.
Who's she?
She's as embarrassing as it is. She's a cam model. It's like a virtual girlfriend, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like that type of situation. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the money went to her.
Okay. Where's she at?
She lives in Bulgaria.
So you do this, and when did you meet her?
I met her at the beginning of July. Yeah, at the very beginning of July.
Okay, and still talking to her?
Still, yeah. I mean, more just on like Twitter,
okay.
Like just through direct messaging.
How much do you think you spent on this? Because it seems kind of pricey.
Yeah.
90 tokens and $5,000 for how many tokens?
No, it's $600 for 5,000.
For 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much do you think you spent
on
this?
Probably close to like $200,000, I'd say.
$200,000?
Yeah.
And where'd the money come from?
Money came from me, my brother, and then my dad.
The money trail was finally making sense. But to understand how it had reached this point, investigators had to go back and examine Grant's past. Grant had been working as a nurse in Florida. But after losing his job over the theft and misuse of controlled medication, he was left without a stable source of income. It was during this time that Grant became obsessed with a Bulgarian webcam model named Sylvie.
Pretty please, send me one of your videos. I love it so much when you just send them.
What started as online conversations quickly turned into a financial obsession. Grant began sending her money, first from his own accounts, and then from his family's. Bank records showed that nearly $200,000 had been drained from the Amato family's finances. When Chad, Margaret, and Cody discovered what had been happening, they confronted Grant. His access to money was cut off. This was the first clear sign that the murders may have been driven by something far more personal, but Grant gave investigators nothing that directly connected him to the murders. Detectives then shifted their focus to his timeline, asking him to walk them through his movements on the day the Amato family was killed.
There's something you want to tell us. I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your body language, and just the way you act. Something you want to get off your chest. It's there. I can see it in your face, I can see it in your eyes.
Kept out about that night.
You're upset about it. You've been that since we've talked to you. I can see there's something been bothering you. Even though I don't know you from Adam's house, can't you see things in people that something's really bothering this guy? It's not that, I spent a bunch of money I shouldn't have on this girl. So be it. You did. It's over with. Money can be made back. Something's bothering you.
I think that there was something that obviously happened at the house.
Tell me what happened.
I don't know what happened.
I know better. Listen to me. I know better. I can help you, Grant, with honesty. I can help you with honesty.
We think something else happened before you left the home that you're either afraid of or embarrassed to talk about. But we need to know exactly what happened because, like Danny said, we can place you there at certain times. And so we need to know what happened before you left that house because you didn't leave with everything being okay.
I honestly, I don't have anything else that I can really say. I mean, I don't know.
Do you even know why law enforcement got involved?
You're here with us for a couple hours. You admit that you've looked at a site and seen something bad happen because the video is not of just a general area. It's of a specific location, correct?
Yeah, I saw like a driveway or something.
Whose driveway did you say?
I don't know. I saw like there was like a gate. There was a gate, and then I saw like that there was like 2 cars, but then I didn't see anything past that.
Okay.
Well, is that driveway and gate your home?
I honestly did not fixate on it for like a long period of time. I saw like the one with an actual like gate.
You've been here with us. You think something bad has happened at your house, and to date, so long you haven't even asked us about anybody.
Well, that's because for the last time that I was arrested, I mean, like nobody would tell me anything.
Well, you need to help yourself by filling in the blanks of what happened that night so we can give you the answer. Well, we got called to the house because Cody didn't show up to work. So law enforcement goes over there, and can you tell us what we found? What do you think we found when law enforcement arrived at your home?
I mean, you guys are talking about guns and you're talking about other things that, and then the website and everything that something happened to him.
Who's him?
Cody.
Did you do anything to Cody?
No.
Did you do anything to your mother?
No.
Did you do anything to your father?
No.
You have any reason to believe that anybody else would harm them?
No, the only thing that I was told was that Cody would take care of it for me. And that's all that I know.
But you didn't tell Cody what your father said to you, correct?
Correct.
So when Cody made those comments to you, what do you believe he meant by that? Have you guys ever talked about?
That he was gonna, I thought he was just gonna do what he always does, which is where he just talks about it and he figures out whatever strategy he needs to.
So if anything happened in the home to bring law enforcement there, what would you think happened?
That there was a shooting.
Between whom?
I don't know. Between Cody and my dad.
So you're telling me you did not shoot Cody,
No.
your father, or your mother?
No. I mean, I don't know, like, what more I can say.
Well, when law enforcement arrived, that's what they found.
The interview had gone on for hours, but Grant Amato refused to change his story. He continued insisting he knew nothing about the murders. Investigators then changed their strategy, bringing in Grant's older half-brother Jason, in the hope that a family member could reach him where detectives could not.
I'm going to ask you plain out. You are not part of it anyway.
No.
When's the last time you saw everybody?
I left the house between like midnight and like 12:30.
On Thursday night? So Friday morning?
Thursday going into Friday.
Why? That's when you went to a hotel?
No. The first night I stayed just in the Publix parking lot by the Tractor Supply.
So who could have done this?
I don't know. I don't.
So you didn't have any problems or troubles with this woman or the online? You didn't owe them any money?
No,
I mean, there's no like loan shark out looking for you or...
No.
I mean, I just don't see how things aren't adding up. I'm really confused, Grant. I don't understand. How did you get money to pay for a hotel?
I still had a few $100s on my debit card, and then Cody gave me his debit card.
Okay. And I don't know. I want to believe you, Grant, but you're the last person that I could put in that house. And I know what happened over the last 6 months. I can understand the troubles that you've gone through, but it's hard for me to think that you would break to this point. But who else can I blame? How are we going to find out who did this?
I don't know. I don't have the answers.
I love you more than anything in this world, just like I loved Cody, Grant, and Dad. I know Dad was an asshole. I know Cody was an asshole. But they were our family, and they would have never done anything to hurt us. The shit you did, you could have been in jail. You would have been in jail for years.
I know.
I'm sorry. I don't believe you. And I probably will have resentment for the rest of my life, whether you did it or you didn't do it, but I need closure. I need to know what happened to my mother, my father, and my brother Cody. Because I wasn't there to fucking help. And that hurts me. That hurts me a lot, man. I may not have been able to stop you. You probably may have hurt me too. But at least I would have known what happened. And now I'm in fucking who knows what now. I'm lost. And it scares me that you want to leave here and not face what happened. Because you're putting my life at risk then. You're putting Donna's life at risk, Grandma's life. How do we know what you're going to do? I do love you, though. Just remember that. Just like Mom, Cody, and Dad loved you. Nobody loved you any more or any less.
Jason did everything he could to convince Grant to tell the truth. But Grant never changed his story. He continued insisting that he had no idea who had killed his parents and brother. While Grant held on to that version, detectives continued building their case. Forensic evidence and Grant's own statements all pointed investigators in the same direction. In January 2022, after a 2-week trial, a jury found Grant Amato guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, bringing one of Seminole County's most disturbing family murder cases to an end.
I know I look crazy, but I'm not. Because I know I look crazy, but I'm not crazy. I don't get to look crazy.
This is 32-year-old Tiffany Lucas. Just 2 hours earlier, emergency responders had discovered a horrifying scene inside her home. Her 2 young sons had both been shot and were barely clinging to life.
Get on that chest. Never do that.
She herself found unconscious in her neighbor's front yard. At first, investigators believed an intruder may have entered the home. But after speaking with neighbors, the case took a different turn. Combined with the suspicious death of her husband years earlier, Tiffany herself quickly became the center of the investigation.
I love my children. I love my boys so much. I wouldn't hurt them, but I just feel like I
It was November 8th, 2023 in Bullitt County when police received a frantic 911 call from a desperate neighbor.
911, where is your emergency?
My neighbor just came up to my door and just passed out, and I can't get her to wake up. She just started screaming that her kids are dying. 502-689. She is coming in and out of consciousness. She's laying in my driveway right now. I'm with her.
And who was that was screaming?
Her.
Okay, what's your name?
My husband is going in there. My name is Sarah.
Bullitt County 911, Dispatcher Coots, what is the address of your emergency?
Hello? My wife's on the phone. The kid, I just went there at our neighbor's house. The kid, he's on the bed. He's all bloody.
There's a kid on the bed all bloody?
Yeah, in my neighbor's house. She told us that he's okay. He's breathing. So you okay? It's okay, buddy. You okay? I don't know. He's probably sick. There's blood all over the bed. There's a gun. Okay, there's two of them. They're both here. They're breathing.
There's two children?
Yes, ma'am. You all right, bud?
Is he awake?
Responsive. He's breathing now.
Recognizing the severe urgency of the situation, dispatch immediately rushed emergency medical services alongside law enforcement to the scene. However, officers had no idea that the nightmare awaiting them inside was far worse than anything they could have imagined.
Alright, get on that chest. Never do that. Alright, are you still breathing?
Okay. Needle.
There you go. Where's...
Getting your work on stuff, buddy.
Where's the tooth?
Pause compression.
The first thing responders encountered upon entering was a horrifying sight. Two young boys were lying soaked in blood, critically wounded with multiple gunshot wounds. 6-year-old Maurice and 9-year-old Jaden were hanging on for their lives.
Hey, stretcher.
Right outside the door.
I'm right behind you, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Did we see a?
No firearm has been seen yet.
I mean, don't just. There's a dog right here. It's interesting.
He's been there the whole time.
Take him somewhere he's not here. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. Come here. It's okay. Shh, come here. There's an airplane looking out. Fired at least 3 that I can see, but 4.
Yeah, it looks like both of them had
Several.
the one had a double tap.
Okay.
The one I had only seen one looked like it went in the back and out the front.
Okay. Well, she's got. There's 4 shots for sure that I can see.
The bedroom was in complete disarray. On the blood-soaked sheets, investigators recovered 4 shell casings in total. Based on the scene, police quickly concluded that the children were likely shot while sleeping. Beneath a pillow, officers discovered a hidden handgun. Crucially, there was no sign of a break-in or forced entry. As a result, suspicion immediately directed toward the children's mother, 32-year-old Tiffany Lucas. The initial 911 call had come from Tiffany's cell phone after she wandered over and collapsed in her neighbor's front yard, crying out for help. Neighbors immediately took control of the situation while waiting for help to arrive, but the entire scene was bizarre and out of context. Tiffany was found collapsed outside, covered in her own urine.
She conscious still. 1, 2, 3. Have you taken anything? Have you been drinking? Then why can't you stand up? You just don't feel like it, huh?
I said I don't feel right.
Don't feel right? Okay.
Within seconds, police noticed something deeply unsettling about her demeanor. She showed no panic or concern for her dying children. She appeared completely detached from reality, her mind somewhere else entirely. Officers detained Tiffany at the scene. Needing more answers, detectives began canvassing the neighborhood. That was when a neighbor provided a major clue regarding her delusional state, recalling a strange interaction with Tiffany the previous night.
So yesterday, me and Mick, it was about 3:15, 3 o'clock-ish. Can't tell you exactly. And I'm sitting in the garage just hanging out. I have a TV and I see the shadow because my truck, I park it usually on the right side of the driveway. And I'm like, well, who's that? But I couldn't see because he was in the way. And she came from the side of my truck. She's like, hello. And I'm like, hey, literally like, hey, what's going on? She's like, can I borrow your phone? My phone's not working. And I said, absolutely. And she said, I just need my neighbors. And she's like, well, I need to use your phone. I said, okay. I can tell you the number. She called 2 numbers from my phone. None of the numbers seemed like answered, but she then handed me my phone back. So then she said, thank you. Turned around, started walking away, and I'm like, she stopped right at the end of my driveway and looked up. Literally looked up in the sky and maybe thought what I said, I don't know. And then just went, sat in her yard. And me and Mickey looked at each other. I said, Mickey, get Dee Dee to go over there and talk to her. I kind of let the lady, try to see if the ladies could handle that situation, like being female. So she seemed okay, but I thought something was off. I felt like something was clearly off.
Based on the neighbor's account, police considered 2 main possibilities. Either Tiffany was suffering from a severe psychiatric episode, or someone else was involved in influencing the attack. Regardless of the underlying cause, one thing was indisputable. Tiffany was directly involved in the shooting. As Tiffany was transported to the police station, the witness statements paired with her increasingly offbeat behavior narrowed the focus squarely on her.
Earrings?
I shot myself.
Huh?
I shot myself in the head.
You what?
I shot myself in my ear.
You shot yourself in the ear? What's ear?
That's
I don't see anything. There's nothing there. Okay.
To rule out other possibilities, medical staff examined Tiffany. They found no physical injuries and certainly no gunshot wounds. With no intruder, no missing items, no external witnesses, and Tiffany claiming she had tried to shoot herself, investigators narrowed the culprit down to Tiffany alone. Now they needed 3 critical answers: what actually happened, why she did it, and if anyone else played a role. To understand her present actions, detectives looked into her past. In 2016, Tiffany was a business owner, but filed for bankruptcy just a year later. In 2018, she lost custody of her children due to drug abuse, and in a troubling twist, her husband was murdered in 2019, a case that remains unsolved to this day. Armed with this background, investigators prepared to interrogate her. But they were about to realize that this was far from a routine interrogation. By now, Tiffany's erratic behavior was becoming even more pronounced.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Come on up. Sit up. You all right? Sit up.
What's going on? What's going on?
Just sit up. Sit still. Take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath for me in your nose and out your mouth. You good? All right. Take a deep breath. I don't want you to fall over again.
Just stop.
Stop.
Move your fingers.
That's me.
I'm watching you on camera. Move your fingers.
You're watching
several
me?
times. Yeah.
Move my fingers how?
Every time, go. You keep moving them. Stop.
You mean changing my hand positions and stuff? That's just me.
No, you're doing it. Boop, 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 boop. Don't do that.
No.
Yeah, you are. I'm watching.
So what is that doing for you?
It's not right. Stop.
What's not right?
You.
How's it not right?
Look at the camera. It's on camera.
I know there's a camera. I'm wearing a camera. Okay.
See?
I don't sit still.
Yeah. Every time a noise is in the background, your fingers are moving.
I move. That's what I do. I don't sit
To
still.
every sound you move, to every footstep that you hear, you move your fingers.
I'm not an idle person. I don't move around.
So you walk to other people's footsteps then, because that's what you're doing. You're walking to everyone else's. How do you know that?
How do I know what?
Other people's steps.
Because I hear them out there.
By now, Tiffany's erratic behavior was becoming even more pronounced. She seemed entirely disconnected from reality, never once asking about her son's medical conditions. Detectives realized her mental health was rapidly deteriorating, and they had a narrow window to extract the truth before she completely detached from reality.
See, as soon as you walked in, do-do-do-do-do.
Girl,
Why is it doing that?
my phone.
As soon as you walk in the door? That's weird, right?
It's weird.
It's weird. As soon as people walk, sounds, that's not right.
Let me shut this.
See?
Let me shut this.
It's not right. See?
Not for right now.
Okay.
Every time I say something, your phone's going off.
Believe me, I wish it wasn't going off. Well, I'm gonna talk to you today about what happened earlier, okay? But can you tell me a little bit about yourself? I mean, where are you from, or where you grew up, or anything like that?
I know I look crazy, but I'm not.
Huh?
Yes, I know I look crazy, but I'm not crazy.
I don't think you look crazy. I'm just trying to, if I'm going to talk to someone, I'd rather know who they are. I can tell you a little bit about me.
I love my children.
You tell me a little bit about you. Okay?
I love my children. I love my boys so much. I wouldn't hurt them, but I just feel like I felt back and I was letting them play the video games and I wasn't like focusing how I was supposed to, and they get that video game and the YouTube and the kids, it just messes their minds up.
I am right.
Yeah.
And I know I'm right.
Yeah.
And you do too.
Yeah.
You do.
I mean,
You just know.
the stuff that's on the internet that you have access to now is
It's
terrible.
It's terrible for the kids and they need to stop. Like, my kids are beautiful angels, you know? And
Were they misbehaving earlier?
no,
No?
they're perfect.
They are? Do you know what happened to them today?
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk to me about that?
I just did.
Hmm?
I just did.
Well, you said something about the PlayStation and YouTube and all that, which makes sense and I understand.
I feel like someone tried to manipulate me through my phone, manipulate me through my house, doing stuff to me.
What are they doing to you?
Manipulating my mind. Parker Borders.
His
name is Parker Borders.
What about him?
He lives in Bardstown, and I'm pretty sure he's been manipulating my mind for like 3 years.
Really?
Through my phone, putting up things in my house, like real evil, dark, weird stuff, like trying to
get you to do things?
Yeah, like alter my mind, like completely like flip me, like I'm a woman of God, I don't do.
Yeah.
You don't hurt your children, you protect them, and I feel like I have to protect my children.
Right.
I would never do something like this unless someone manipulated me.
So do you think Parker actually manipulated you into hurting your kids? Think so? Yeah.
Suddenly, a third party entered her narrative. Tiffany claimed a man named Parker Borders was manipulating her actions. This name came out of nowhere. She insisted Parker Borders had been controlling her mind and forcing her to do strange things. Detectives couldn't immediately verify whether this was a real person or a construct of her delusions.
Who is this Parker guy to you? Just a friend, or?
Like a sugar daddy type thing. I feel like it was betrayed out of revenge or something like that.
Right.
Before, I had a friend who was with him, and she mysteriously passed away in a car wreck. And then now, in my house, you'll see there's like things like my car is gonna get blown up, all these weird little, like how stuff is all set up funny, in my house like that. So I just feel uncomfortable. I don't know. I feel like it's him. It's not me. It's not me. I'm right with God, so I know it's not me. It's not in my mind.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Did he provide you with a firearm, with a gun?
Yes, it was his.
So that gun that was, I guess, in the house, in the bedroom or whatever, that's his gun?
Yes.
Why'd he give it to you?
I don't know.
How long ago did he give it to you? You remember? Like years, months, days, when?
I don't know.
Don't remember?
Been a while.
Been a while? What do you remember him telling you in your mind to do or persuading you to do?
It's happened once before. Like, I got like a weird feeling. Like, it just felt weird. And then here recently it just felt weird. I'm a good mom. Like, I'm a really good woman. I'm a good mother,
Mm-hmm.
I have veneers and everything.
I'm sorry?
I said I have veneers and everything. I don't look like this.
Okay.
Investigators were confident Tiffany pulled the trigger, but her mind insisted Parker Borders had supplied the weapon and driven her to do it. Adjusting their approach, the detective took her narrative at face value, reasoning that if she was manipulated, she should at least admit to firing the gun.
Do you remember hurting your sons today? I'm not saying it's you.
It's not me.
It's not you.
It's
like
not.
You said.
I know it's not me. I would never hurt my children.
Right. He's influencing you.
Manipulating.
Manipulating is the best word.
Through the phones. Wi-Fi, all of that.
And once he manipulated you and pushed you into doing this, do you remember firing a weapon at them today? I mean, you remember that, right? No? I mean, you're being manipulated, as you said. I understand that. But physically, you're the one who pulled the trigger, even though that's not you. Somebody else is pushing you to do that or manipulating you to do that. You pulled the trigger on the weapon. Is that correct? It's not correct? How did your sons get shot then, huh? You don't know?
I have no words. No, I have anything else to say.
But do you think it was an accident today, or did you mean to shoot? Because if you think about it, really, if you think about it, there were only, I guess, two ways of thinking on something like that. That it's an accident, you didn't want to hurt them, you didn't mean to hurt them, or you're the bad mom who wants to hurt them. Sorry, it's too late on the wall. I don't think you're the bad mom that wanted to hurt them. So you think it was, which one? Do you think it was an accident that you hurt them today? I know it's a rough question, but I gotta ask, you know. I would hope so.
No, I just can't talk.
Take a minute, alright? Get your breath.
I don't want to talk anymore. I don't have nothing else to say.
Okay.
Eventually, Tiffany claimed the shooting was an accident. While she avoided directly confessing to pulling the trigger, it was the most information detectives could extract. She refused to speak further, leaving her true motive and the existence of Parker Borders in question. The forensic investigation soon brought clarity. Fingerprint analysis found only Tiffany's prints on the gun, confirming she was the sole handler. Meanwhile, police conducted a thorough search for Parker Borders, but found zero evidence that he ever existed. It was all a figment of her imagination. During post-arrest processing, Tiffany admitted to a decade-long opioid addiction. Detectives learned she had suddenly stopped taking her drugs 10 days prior, triggering severe withdrawal hallucinations. She became convinced she was protecting her children from a threat, leading her to shoot both of her sons. She then tried to shoot herself, but the gun jammed, explaining her earlier claims of being shot. Tragically, despite the best efforts of medical personnel, both young Morris and Jaden passed away from their injuries. As for her husband's 2019 murder, investigators found no evidence connecting Tiffany to the crime, and it remains unsolved. On November 22, 2024, Tiffany Lucas pleaded guilty to the murder of her two children. She was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms, making her eligible for parole in 2043, after serving 20 years.
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
This is 12-year-old son of one of YouTube's most recognizable family vloggers, Ruby Frank. The boy had escaped only moments earlier. His wrists and ankles showed signs of being restrained. His body was covered in wounds.
I have my turn.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not going to step out of the
Step
house.
out of the house. Step out of the house.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
We're just gonna see if anybody else. Is there anybody else home?
This is Ruby's partner in crime, Jody Hild. As officers questioned the boy, They quickly traced him back to the house he had escaped from. The case took an even darker turn. Inside, officers found his 10-year-old sister suffering in a similar condition. What began as a desperate escape was now turning into a criminal investigation. Investigators would soon discover months of alleged abuse, disturbing journals, and a story hidden behind one of YouTube's most well-known family channels. August 30th, 2023. The Santa Clara Ivans Public Safety Dispatch Center received an emergency 911 call from a resident in Ivans, Utah. The caller reported that a young boy had just arrived at his front door asking for help. According to the caller, the child appeared severely malnourished, had visible wounds on his body.
Tell me exactly what's happened.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty. And he asked us to call the police. He says he just left through the porch at the neighbor's house. Her name is Jody Hildebrand, and she lives 2 doors up the street. His ankles are taped up, and he won't tell us why. He has duct taped around each ankle.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I don't think so, but he's very thirsty, and his ankles are taped up, and he won't tell us why.
As the dispatcher gathered more information, officers from the Santa Clara Ivans Police Department, along with emergency medical personnel, were immediately dispatched to the address. As they arrived, they were met by a young boy whose appearance immediately raised concern. His arms and legs showed visible injuries, and duct tape residue could still be seen around his wrists and ankles. Paramedics began examining him while officers tried to understand what had happened. The boy told officers he had escaped from a nearby home after climbing out of a window. He also revealed that his younger sister was still inside. That information changed the situation immediately. What had started as a medical emergency was now being treated as a possible child abuse investigation involving another child who could still be in danger. While paramedics continued treating the boy, responding officers headed toward the house he had identified. Just a short distance away stood the home of Jody Hildebrandt. As officers approached the front door, they had no idea what they were about to find inside.
Jody, I need you to step out.
I have my turn.
That's great. Step out of the house.
No, I'm not going to step out of the
Step
house.
out of the house.
Step out of the house.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
We're just gonna see if
Whoa,
anybody
whoa,
else.
whoa.
Is there anybody else home?
Wait a minute, how do you come to my house?
Right there.
They come into my house.
Just have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant?
Have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant?
Have a seat right there. I'll explain everything after. Have a seat right there.
Do you have a search warrant, sir?
Control 12X11. Can you hold the air? We're searching the house.
I can tell you what's in the house.
Okay. Just have a seat right there for me.
Do you have a search warrant?
We'll explain it after this.
You can't just come into my house without a search warrant.
We'll explain everything after this, ma'am. We're here on exigent circumstances. And I'll explain it after this, after my sergeant and the officer are done clearing the house.
By that point, officers already knew another child was still inside the house. Finding her as quickly as possible had become their top priority. Without wasting any time, officers entered the residence and started clearing each room one by one. They had no way of knowing where the girl might be, or what condition she would be in. As investigators looked deeper into the case, they discovered that the children's mother was also a well-known YouTuber. Together with her husband Kevin Franke, she documented everyday life with their 6 children through a channel called 8 Passengers. At its peak, the channel attracted more than 2 million subscribers. Ruby believed that strict discipline was essential to raising responsible children. Many of the punishments she discussed publicly quickly became controversial.
bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You're sleeping on a beanbag.
I was sleeping on a beanbag.
Another incident involved Ruby refusing to bring lunch to school after one of her children forgot it at home.
Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch. I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, so the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry.
The controversy became so widespread that reports were eventually made to child protective authorities. Despite the growing backlash, Ruby never admitted that her parenting methods were abusive. Instead, she became convinced that the real problem was something else, someone who claimed to have the answers, a therapist named Jody Hildebrandt. Jody was a licensed mental health counselor and the founder of a relationship program known as Connections. Ruby Franke had started working with her, believing Jody could help solve the problems within her family. What began as counseling soon developed into a close personal relationship. Over time, Ruby adopted many of Jody's beliefs about discipline, obedience, and what they described as living in truth. As that relationship grew stronger, Ruby's own family began falling apart. Her husband Kevin eventually moved out of the family home. Several of the children became increasingly isolated, and by August 2023, 2 of them were no longer living with their parents. They were inside Jody Hildebrandt's house. After several moments, officers located a young girl inside the house. Unlike her brother, she hadn't escaped.
Is it just you in here? I'm Sergeant Tobler. What's your name? I just have one. Where's your sister at?
Contact one.
You okay? Huh? You doing okay? You don't want to talk to me? Yeah, that's okay. Can you come with me though? We got Jody out here. You know Jody? She's outside with us. You take your time, bud. I'm in no hurry. I'm a police officer. Did you know that? I don't mean to hurt you at all.
When officers found the young girl, she appeared to be in shock. She wasn't speaking, and she remained completely still, barely moving from where she had been found. Officers immediately brought her to safety, while paramedics were called to evaluate her condition. At this point, investigators had 2 children, both coming from the same house, both now under police protection. While the children were being transported for medical treatment, detectives remained at the scene. Crime scene investigators secured the property and obtained a search warrant. Every room was photographed. Every piece of potential evidence was carefully documented. It didn't take long before detectives began finding items that raised even more questions. Among the evidence were ropes, handcuffs, duct tape, and materials investigators believed had been used to restrain the children. But perhaps the most disturbing discovery hadn't been hidden inside a closet. It was sitting inside a journal. As detectives examined handwritten notebooks recovered from the home, they realized these weren't ordinary personal notes. The journals contained detailed entries describing punishments, discipline, and the condition of the children over several weeks. Instead of helping explain away the allegations, the writings appeared to support many of the injuries investigators had already documented. For detectives, the case was no longer based only on witness statements. They now had physical evidence and written records describing what had happened inside the house. There was now one person investigators urgently needed to speak with: the children's mother, Ruby Franke. At the time police searched the house, Ruby wasn't inside the residence, but investigators already knew she had been closely connected to everything happening there. It wouldn't be long before she arrived.
I didn't know those are connected to it. I'll put it back up there. Thank you. Is there a lock on it? Or is that the lock right there? Turn down accidentally. You good? Yeah. Okay. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something. He was yelling something to him. I apologize.
How are you? Alright, well, it feels good in here. So, hey, Ruby asked this, and I know they said that you're already detained, but I'm going to be taking you back to the police department. Okay, so I'm going to pop up. See if I can fit through here.
You want to put on one of our vehicles?
Yeah, you want to. Okay, just place your hand behind your back for me. Perfect. And then, right now, I can put a finger in each of these, okay? And I'm just going to double up those so they don't tighten up on you on the way out there. Where's your car?
It's out there.
Yeah.
About by the command.
You don't have anything on you that I should know about, correct? Any weapons, anything that we're going to find. Before you put you in a police vehicle, we need to search your person to make sure you don't have anything on you. Is there anything you have on you? Okay, I'm going to search you before we put you in his car. That's just protocol, so I'm just going to have you step right over here and then just widen your legs, widen your stance. Yep, perfect. Are you wearing a bra? Okay, I'm just going to go like this through and make sure you don't have anything. You said you're not wearing a bra? Okay. Is that just like a tank top under here?
I appreciate it. I was going to ask you to come turn my car off, but I'm leaving now, so we're good. It's still on. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Hey, hold on. Well.
I would hate to take this opportunity.
Huh? If you want to ask, I got you. Just so we can tell them who we're taking down there. Ruby? Okay.
Both Ruby Franca and Jody Hildebrandt were now at the center of the investigation. By this point, investigators had documented the children's injuries, collected evidence from inside the home, and secured handwritten journals they believed described what the children had endured. Combined with medical findings and witness statements, detectives believed they had enough evidence to move the case forward. Both Ruby Franca and Jody Hildebrandt appeared in court. Rather than taking the case to trial, both women entered guilty pleas to multiple counts of aggravated child abuse.
Sincerely love these children. I desire for them to heal physically and emotionally.
Ms. Frankie, how do you plead to count 1, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
To count 3, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
By pleading guilty, they admitted responsibility for several of the charges as part of plea agreements. That meant the case would move directly to sentencing instead of being decided by a jury. In February 2024, the judge sentenced both Ruby Franca and Jody Hildebrandt to consecutive prison terms under Utah law. The investigation that began with a desperate knock on a neighbor's door had finally led to accountability.